Hello everyone, welcome to this Premier Wednesday event. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, maybe some of you, whichever part of the world we see people from long distance has joined this session. Glad to see all of you here and welcome back to our Premier Wednesday offerings. This is our edition session, Premier Wednesday session number 101. We just recently crossed 100 in this community platform. Today's session is Product Thinking and Entertainment Magic by my friend and Agile coach, an artist, an Agilist by heart, and have played numerous roles in his professional personal life. I will let Subbu introduce himself a little later in more detail. But this session is going to be very, very different than the other Premier Wednesday sessions that we have done till date. We have been doing this initiative over the last 8 to 10 years, and we do these sessions absolutely free of cost, just to make sure we connect the community and we bring value to all the agilists around the globe. Before I hand over to Subbu, a couple of minutes from my side, and I'm sure we had a chance to meet before. This is me, Suresh Konduru. And as a company at Premier Agile, what do we do for a couple of minutes? And thanks to one of our friends reminding me about the book, The Agile 51 Success Factors, that was launched pretty recently. And Premier Agile is the official sponsor of this book. So I just want to credit the organization as well. And at the company, we trained more than 25,000 globally, conducted more than 1,000 workshops. As many of you would have attended our classes before, pretty interactive and experiential learning based on brain science research. And we just don't focus on software industry, but we pretty much both IT and the non-IT sectors. And if you have observed on Google, we are the only organization across the globe who is rated 5 out of 5 by more than 5,000 genuine learners. And there are companies, there are trainers who are probably rated as high, but not as high as a 5. So this is something we proudly claim, that we are the only company across the globe who is rated a full 5 out of 5. And for those who joined our class, would have probably advocated this. Thank you for your continued support. And as an organization, we also offer a program called Premier Accelerate, which will help you in your career acceleration, where we provide resume services, mentoring sessions month on month. We help you with interview preparation as well. So just in case if someone has a question, you can kindly connect with us on our website, premieragile.com, and you can chat with one of our team members, almost 7 days, not 24 hours, but nearly that. So when you get to our website, you will understand more information. And these are a few of our products that we are offering on behalf of Scrum Alliance: Certified Scrum Master, Certified Scrum Product Owner, Advanced Certified Scrum Master, Advanced Certified Scrum Product Owner, and a couple of new offerings as well. Especially these two are our latest launches in this space: the AI for Scrum Masters and AI for Product Owners. So these are Scrum Alliance products we offer to practitioners like all of you. And I am the trainer for all these courses. We deliver both physical in-person classes across the globe as well as online sessions. Right? If anyone has a question, as I said, this is our website, and these are our social media handles. If you're not connected to us on LinkedIn, you are probably missing a lot of information already. We publish information, videos, blogs, etc. on LinkedIn about your career enhancement. Not just commercial posts, but we do a lot of community posts and articles and quiz programs, etc. that can help you learn. Right. Premier Wednesday is a flagship initiative of Premier Agile, more to connect professionals with like-minded thinking and learning as one of their key factors, and that is why we are here today. And a quick thing, I'm assuming Subbi is okay if we are able to ask questions, so I'll let him set the ground for his own session, and I hope all of us can be focused. And we also have a time limit here, like all our sessions. We are also time boxing this to 8 p.m. And without any further delay, I'm as much eager as all of you are to listen and feel and experience the magic. So, turning over to our magician today, which is Subbu. So, just stop my screen share. So, Subbu, it's all yours. If you need some help, we are all here, but please go ahead. Thank you all and great learning.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Suresh. First of all, for this wonderful opportunity. For who don't know, like Suresh has acted in one of the videos. I think like he was the hero in the video, which I actually directed and written it, and then we played it in RSG Hyderabad, and then all those details. I'll tell you like how exactly it was possible, because that is also going to be one of the items and then agenda points for us. So without further delay, like probably we'll get started. And before we get started, I just want to ask you like how many of you are actually like probably habituated. You guys are able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, Subbu.
Okay, so I think like we are living in a world wherein we first look at the ratings before we watch a movie, and then we watch the comments before we buy a product. So even before we go into the session, I would like to tell you what we are going to get out of this session. So the first and the foremost thing is you are going to get a lot of hacks. When I say hacks, it is like it is a combination from social media, entertainment industry, and also like the professional lives. So you will get lot many hacks from all these things, so that you will try to you can actually create a unique flavor of yourself on how to do your personal branding. And you will get to know about lot of action items that you can do. And all people will talk about the success stories, but I am also going to tell you like what are the things that you should not do in your professional life, and also in your digital media life, or no matter whatever wherever you are doing your personal branding, what are certain things you should not do. I'm going to tell you those things as well. And we are going to touch base about like what is Ansoff framework, and how we are going to use it as a personal branding tool. And we are also going to talk about Van Westendorp method. It's a price sensitivity meter. And then we are also going to see like how we can use that, all these things with relevant practical examples which I have done and implemented in my life. So I am going to present you the real life examples and real time examples for you to actually explore, or probably to create your own way of implementing them. And last but not the least, you will get some action items maybe for this weekend, or for at least for a month from now, like to create your roadmap for your personal branding. Are you guys interested now? Do you think this is valuable for you? This session is
Yes.
going to add value for you guys. Are you guys ready for it?
Yep.
Maybe some voices or some thumbs ups and all. Cool. Do you guys know what we just did? Okay, now this is one hack which you have learned right now, and this is called as hooking. Okay, just make a note of it. This is called as hook points or something. Um, Let me tell you why is this important. What do you think is the attention span of any person right now in the present day world? Consider yourself, maybe like how much time you are able to watch a video, maybe on Instagram or a YouTube reel, or how much time you are able to spend on something else.
It depends on the type of content and the way it was presented.
Type of content, way it was presented, right? So when you say type of content and way it was presented, do you know whether you know it or not? As per the Instagram good what is a suggested practices, they tell you that you should have a hook point for every 3 to 5 seconds, right? Because if you don't have that hook point, people are not going to watch whatever content you are doing it. So how many of you have seen this, like watch this video till the end to find the surprise elements at the end or something, and then they start telling the video and all, right? So that is nothing but the hook point. Don't think like that is only for social media. Even in your professional lives, maybe like some of you might be scrum masters, or some of you might be agile coaches, or so people like Suresh might be speakers. But then if you are not going to create those hook points, people are not going to consider you till the end, right? So you have to create your hook points as early as possible, even before you actually start this thing. So this is your pro tip number one, or hack number one, whether you are a trying to create your social media things, or you are trying to be in your professional life, always try to create your hooks. Do you guys agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. You can always show some thumbs ups, or you can also use your emojis as well, so that it will be easy for me to understand, like we are all on the same page. Cool. Now this is called as the tip number 2. Okay. Now this is called as tip number 2, which is called as engagement. Always keep engaging. Always keep your audience, whether in social media or in your professional life, whether you are taking a session or whether you are being a speaker, whatever you are doing, always keep your audience engaged. Right. I'm giving you some examples from movie industries as well, like, because I'll give you during my introductions, like why this engagement is important in the television industry, movie industry, and also social media industry, and even in the professional lives as well. Right. If you are even talking to your leaders, or if you are giving a session to your fellow colleagues, or even if you are a speaker in some of the forums, if you are not keeping your audience engaged, probably that whatever the hook one, whatever you listen to it, right, it is not going to work. So even before we started our session, we learned 2 hooks. This is how it is going to be till the end. I am going to give you a lot of hooks, tips, and also action items for you to learn, so that, like, you will learn a lot from different industries. These are certain practices which are being followed extensively in the social media industry, and then these can be used in our professional lives as well. So now let's go to the actual title of this thing, what we are doing, trying to do. So this is what I started called it as protainment. So the word pro means multiple things: product thinking, professional life, and of course, tainment is nothing but the entertainment. So what we are trying to do is, like, as a part of the protainment, which means like how to use your product thinking in your professional life, and then what is the magic we are trying to bring here, or what is the binding thing between these two? It is nothing but all the good practices from the entertainment industry. Because trust me, like, if you want to make somebody actually glued to what you are trying to say, or trying to express, or trying to do, you need to get all these good things from the entertainment industry, because that is where people try their best to engage all their audiences. So that's the reason why I'm trying to bring you all the good practices from the entertainment thing. And this is where and then by doing these things, what is going to happen? You are trying to create your personal brand in your professional workspace. And along with all these things, we are also trying to see how we can integrate some of the product thinking frameworks in order to make this happen. That's the reason why I called it as a protainment, which is called a product thinking in professional life and entertainment magic. Did you guys like this word, protainment?
Yes.
Are you ready for this journey?
Yep.
Cool, nice. Now this is called as tip number 3, or the hook number 3. If you want your people to listen to you, always use some fancy words or phrases, or create your own words, so that, like, they will start listening to you. Let me give you an example. How many of any scrum masters over here? Any scrum masters or agile coaches?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Let me give you let me ask you a question. If you go to your team and tell them, like, hey, I want to take a session on scrum ceremonies, how much do you think the response will be from them? Will they be interested?
First thing, obviously, no, because
No.
they obviously
Right.
say a reason like we have many dependencies to complete, kind of.
Correct. Right. And then
It's
they
a
say, we already know it, we are already practicing it and all. Now go to
exactly.
the same people and tell them, like, hey guys, let's use Pecha Kucha and then try to explore the scrum ceremonies. What is the interesting factor there? That word Pecha Kucha, right? Now the word, they'll ask, like, what is Pecha Kucha, and tell them, like, come and then I'll tell you what is there in this thing.
So
Right.
obviously, curiosity will drag them into the meeting.
Curiosity will rise. So always, whenever you are trying to, even in your professional life, these are all the examples from professional lives. And even now, when you start watching some of the social media content, you can also try to see these things. They try to use some fancy words or abbreviations, and then also observe some speakers like Suresh. whenever they present some things, right, they keep a fancy title there, because what is happening there, the fancy title or some sort of like not the regular words which we are keeping, they will generate that hook and curiosity among the audience so that people will get glued to you. Obviously, now Suresh will be angry at me for revealing all the tips and tricks which speakers are following, but then that's okay. It's okay. I'm so generous to give all the tips. Now you learned three hooks. Do you accept that? Right?
Yep.
Now I'm talking about all these things. From some of you might be so curious to know, like, who is this guy? Why is he talking about entertainment industry? And then what rights or what did he do and all the things. So now I am going to give you some information about who am I. Okay. So I am a working professional, a software professional with around like 19 plus years of experience, and I started my journey as a Java developer, then as a Java lead, then as an architect, then Scrum Master, Agile coach, Enterprise Agile coach, and I am now working as an Agile delivery manager in one of the leading gaming companies, and I am a product manager from ISB, and I have done lots of certifications, including like probably relevant to Agile workspace, around like 13 or 14, and like I have experience in multiple business domains like telecom, banking, healthcare, data analytics, and of course now gaming and many other industries. So that's in brief about my professional life. And coming to my other dimensions, I have acted in some couple of Telugu movies. So this is one of the screenshots from there. And almost like presently, I am working in another web series for Sony, along with Jagapati Babu, who is one of the star leading cast and an Indian film actor, and I'm working with him. So that's about my another dimension. And I was a singer, so I participated in some TV shows called as G Telugu Sarigamapa, and I am an influencer in YouTube with around like 4.1 lakh followers and subscribers, and my Instagram is racing towards 100K, and my followers include like some of the greatest names like MM Kirwani, who is an Oscar Award winner, and Sriram Chandra, who is also an Indian Idol winner, and many other prominent Tollywood Telugu film personalities, directors, and producers as well. And I written, directed, acted in a teleseries called as Nenu Tanu, and that is now being that was aired in ETV Plus, which is one of the leading Telugu TV channels. And I am very good at my personality, and best of all, I am very good at blending all these different skills and bringing a unique flavor, and that made me the world's first agile stand-up comedian. And that's how like I did my first stand-up act as part of like RSG Hyderabad, which of course like I really feel proud to say like Suresh Kunduru and Vijay has actually like led that thing. And during that and then guess what, like during that thing I used all these skills to make Suresh act in a small video, and I made Vijay dance in that video, and then that is one of the fantastic videos, and then it received huge applause during regional RSG Hyderabad. And then this is in brief about me. So I just want to give a pause and then want to understand from you guys now. Do you think like I'm good to talk about all these various media and then entertainment industry and how to blend them into my personal life or in the professional life?
Yes, you are certainly eligible, Subbu.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Right. So I need to get. I'm first of all I need to understand from you guys. Thanks a lot. And then can I have some thumbs ups from others as well? Like, do you really guys feel that I'm eligible to talk about all these things? Everybody, cool. Thanks a lot. And then now this is the next hook we am talking about. And what is that I just did right now? Maybe in just 50 seconds, not more than that.
Personal branding.
Okay. Any other thing?
Just give me a quick intro about how eligible are you
Quick
to
intro,
handle.
right? Now,
Yes.
again, that's good. So for this quick intro, again, as I said earlier, there should be a fancy word and that is called as elevator pitch, right? So this is called as elevator pitch. Now, this elevator pitch plays a very prominent role in your professional life and also in media life and everywhere you go. First of all, let me talk about some interesting facts about media life. Okay, so I told you like I directed some teleseries, right? Do you think how much time do you think they gave me to actually present my idea? Do you know that? they will just give you 1 minute of time for you to actually propose or present your idea. And if they like that, then they'll ask you to actually present a presentation, and post that they'll give you some time of 10 to 15 minutes for you to actually explore your idea. And even after that they like it, that's when you will be given a chance to actually do something. This is same even for movies. Don't ever think like just because a director has done a movie, he is, of course, I'm not talking about people who have already has a branding for themselves. But then if you are trying to actually go into a movie industry, the first thing they do is, sometimes what happens is, during a break when somebody goes for a smoke, that is all the time you have got to actually pitch an interesting idea to that person, so that they'll say like, come and meet me after the shoot, we'll talk, right? So within this 40 seconds or 1 minute, you need to provide some strong elevator pitches, and this is even applicable in your professional life. Imagine you are trying to provide about how you are progressing within your teams or squads or your domains or the areas to your leadership. Do you think your CEO is going to give you like 30 minutes or 40 minutes of time initially? Right? All you get a chance is, that's why it is called as elevator pitch. You start from ground floor, and before you reach your elevator, or you before you reach your floor, you need to provide them with all the information that actually interests them, so that they'll give you a chance of 30 minutes or 40 minutes to actually provide that, right? So this elevator pitch is very, very, very important. And one more pro tip I'm going to give you is, in the last three and a half years, I have interviewed more than 100 plus people, and those professionals include scrum masters, agile coaches, and some are belonging to leadership roles as well. Most of the times, people who give an elevator proper elevator pitch during the initial, I mean, there will be an introduction session, right? That's how usually interviews will start, right? So if you go with a proper elevator pitch, that will generate a lot of great impression on the interviewer, and then your interview is going to be almost like 30 to 40% successful. Anyone on this call who denies with this fact? I'm not telling 100% successful, but at least that will give you a way for 30 to 40% of success.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. It will be a path for us.
It will create a path that will create an
Yes.
initial impression. That's what we call, right, initial impression. So that is very much important. So that's how you have to start. So the first action item for you is, do an elevator pitch for yourself. And now another hack there is, don't use the same elevator pitch everywhere. Okay. I swear, sometimes when I was actually directing my ETV Plus series, right, when I asked for, hey, can you send your resume? People started sending their professional resumes. I am a software engineer with 8 plus years of experience. What will I do with that? Right? Just like how you change your resume for each and everything, you need to change your elevator pitch wherever you are going. And then Suresh also don't know. I had an elevator pitch before I actually told him the idea of making a video for RSG Hyderabad. Just ask him, he is right now. I just spoke to him about that idea just for 20-30 seconds. Suresh, is that right? Right? Not more than that.
Yeah.
I told him like, audience need to get entertained. So I have an idea. And then I told him like just for 30 seconds. He said like, I like the idea. Give me 1 day of time and I will talk to my all the other organizers like Vijay, and then I'll get back to you. And then that's how it works. So have a strong elevator pitch before you are going for anything, and that is going to win, at least like that is going to help you win the situations half of the times. Cool, guys. So are you guys ready and then motivated enough to create your elevator pitches? Maybe that's what you can do probably as your action item for this weekend, right? So create your elevator pitch, and this is a pro tip. Don't use the same elevator pitch for every occasion. It is not going to help you. Now don't come and blame me later point of time telling that you told me create an elevator pitch, it didn't work. Don't create the same elevator pitch. Try to understand the occasion, what is the purpose there, and then try to create an elevator pitch ready for that. And then you can make use of all the other tools like chat gpt or any other tools whatever that are available, and then create a very strong elevator pitch. just for 50 seconds or 40 seconds, and that is going to help you win the situations. Maybe this is how it is going to help you. What's the context? And then using the grabber words, what is the problem you are trying to solve, and who are your clients, and what is their interest, and why people choose you, what makes you different, and then probably towards the end, like how it is going to help them or it is going to help you in your business or in their business. So these are all certain things how your elevator pitch is going to help you. So I'm following a different strategy. Did you observe? Like probably this is another hack which I'm giving you. Ideally, most of the people will first tell the theory, then they will give the example. Now are you seeing it? I am first giving the example and then telling you the theory. Why is that? Because trust me, the mindset of the people has changed nowadays. Nobody wants to listen to theory first. Show them the results, only then they'll listen to you. Accept it, especially for all the agile coaches and scrum masters over here. If you want to win the hearts of your team, don't go with PPTs, slides, and all the stuff. They are not going to listen. Show them the results first, then go to them, and then come and thank me in my LinkedIn or somewhere. Okay? Well, thanks a lot. Now, if you observe, I used this page to tell you that I have a LinkedIn account. So this is another sort of thing. Now, what is this called? This is called as branding. Now, this is where I came to what Lakshman said.
Showcasing.
Right? Yeah, this is called as branding. So you need to do your personal branding even in the smallest or the slightest places wherever you can. Now that is going to help you in your in whatever journey you are in. Can you tell me, like, even the biggest actors even within India except Rajnikant, because branding needs Rajnikant don't need it, that's a different case, right? But every other star is spending, do you know they are spending at least 10% or 15% of their remuneration only towards branding activities? Do you really think everything in the social media is from their fans? Do you really think that they have huge that digital content following on all? They are all paid pages and they are all being paid just to do that branding for them. Sometimes you see people actually going with the flyers and then making a lot of nonsense on the roads, telling like, I am his fan, I am their fan, and all. They are all paid. That is what is the power of branding was. They want that branding. Without branding, nothing happens. Clear?
Money.
Yeah,
Agree.
right. Agreed. Now,
Yes.
just an example. If Suresh thinks like I don't need branding for my book, it's going to work. Suresh is a great speaker. We all know him. He has Premier Agile and everything. Now, if you actually see to it, even before the session started, Suresh did his branding, right? So try to find your spaces where you can do your branding, and then that is not wrong at all, even in your professional work life. Now, why I'm telling this? Because nowadays, if you actually look at most of the people who are getting impacted in the layoffs are exactly those people. It's not that they are not talented. Maybe there are some gaps between the organizational things and what they are at, but then most of the times, even sometimes you see like, hey, this guy works well, but then where is he laid off? That's what we think of, right? Just because of they don't do their personal branding in the professional workspaces. I mean, by saying this, I don't mean to put holdings or posters in the office spaces and all, but then try to find a way like where you can project your work, where you can showcase your work, and then always um, try to do your own personal branding wherever you can, right? Because that, for example, like you will be always having like communities of practices, or maybe your organization might come up with some speaker sessions, or you create your own way flavors of things. Like I said, go back to your teams and tell them like, hey, I want to do this session, just do some sessions, project that, do your branding.
Exactly, Subbu. I agree with you 100%.
Make sense? Anyone like
Yes.
who has any other thoughts on this? Anyone who feels like branding is not needed? and then my company is so generous, they'll look at me. Even for rewards, promotions, anything, right? Even for rewards, awards, promotions, anything, you definitely need branding.
Certainly, Subbu. I mean, during the appraisals, unless or until you showcase what you have done, you will not be under the radar of during the appraisal. Certainly,
Correct.
so
Then,
it is
then
part of
again, like,
branding.
correct. Then the whole other problem, what I see in professional spaces is people wait for appraisals only to showcase themselves, and that's where, trust me, I mean, this is what already people know, but then I am just putting it forward. Even before your appraisal happens, many things are decided,
True.
right? Even before your appraisal happens, because somebody has already done their branding well with their managers or with your manager, so your manager has already decided to give probably a promotion or a reward for this person. And even if you take to them and then showcase lots of things, maybe they'll realize and then feel like, okay, Array, you should have told me earlier, or maybe I have done whatever I can do for you, but then it's not working now, right? So keep some time. Like if you ask me, 80-20 ratio, do 80% of your work, 20% of branding. Keep that 20% for your branding thing. Without that, nothing is going to work. Cool. And then I would like to give you one example on how to do your branding. And then I seriously devote this guy when it comes to branding. Everyone knows this guy.
Show
Obviously.
success. Rajamouli.
Eh, Rajamouli, Oscar, maybe like Oscar Award winner for Triple R. I mean, not for the director, but then his movie won an Oscar Award for music and all. Now, why do you think I like this guy for branding? I would like to rather call him as the father of branding. You know, like even before he starts his work, he create a buzz and branding, right? And when he is about to write the story, he creates branding. When he starts the shoot, he creates branding. During the shoot, after the shoot, before the release, after the release, and then I got a chance to visit one of the people after Bahubali, even before Bahubali was released. And then when I met that person, he is working for Rajmouli. And then do you know what they guys are working on? 2 months before the release of Bahubali, they are working on a tagline which will make people discuss about Bahubali until Bahubali 2 releases. Anybody really? I think you did. You guys remember the tagline? What was the tagline? They have.
పైన వాళ్ళ ఇంటి పైన
You guys
ఉంటుంది
remember
ఇంటి
the
పైన
tagline?
कटप्पा ने बाहुबली को क्यों मारा?
Anyone has that? Sorry.
कटप्पा ने बाहुबली को क्यों मारा?
Why did Katappa kill Bahubali? Now did this sound? Now did that ring a bell for you? Right.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's right. Why did Katappa kill Bahubali? And that the power of the branding and marketing is so good that it sustained till the Bahubali 2 got released. So that's how you should do your branding. Now, how do you do in professional workspaces? Maybe you can go to your manager and tell them like, hey, I'm coming up with an idea which is going to solve this problem. Then in the second meeting, you tell them like what is that you are trying to do and when you are trying to do. The third thing, showcase them that you have already sent the invitations and these are all the people who are attending it. Fourth thing, invite them to that event. Fifth thing, share them the feedback. Now, even if you have one-on-one with your manager every week or once in every 2 weeks, you are working on like providing a branding for whatever you are doing for almost like 5 weeks to 8 weeks. Now you don't have to tell him what you are doing. That will get feeded into his brain. I mean, I got this inspiration from Rajamouli, and then I started doing it, and then trust me, it's working. 100% with 100% confidence. I am telling you, it is working. You guys also start doing that, and then you will. And then if you want, keep Rajamouli as your screensaver or on your desktop, so that you will understand how to act. What Rajamouli will do probably if he is doing this work, and then you will start your branding things.
will add your picture as my screen saver, Subbu.
No, no, man. Thank you. Thanks a lot for that. That's a blessing thing. Now you understood like probably what is elevator pitch and how to do the branding and all, but then the problem is where to start. That is the biggest challenge, right? Now where to start and all.
Yep.
Where exactly is to start? How do I start this thing, and what is my starting point? How do I do this thing, right? Now this is another tip. Now I think like this is tip number 5, I guess, at least 5 or 6. Identify your niche skill. Okay, identify your niche skill. And in professional spaces this is very easy. Go to your job description, and then the job description will have at least 10 to 15 statements for you. Identify just one or two niche skills what are there in the job description which you can actually outperform every other guy who is there within that team. Maybe somebody might be good at giving the sessions, somebody might be giving it creating strategies, some of you might be very good at what do you say, like impactful measurement of matrices, right? Find out something which is your niche skill and then start there, and then how to proceed further and all. That's where we are going to use like probably some of the frameworks on the product management. But even before there, is the niche skill only like confined to professional spaces? It is there even in social media as well. How many of you have seen social media Instagram handles especially telling like fit mom, fit with this guy, or like actor this guy, or singer Raven? You find these things, right? You find these social media handle titles. Now what is that they are trying to do? Even before you actually look at them, you find their niche skill, and then you start following them even before watching their reels. Sometimes, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yep.
Sometimes you don't even watch their content, you don't even watch their reels. Somebody will say like a dietitian Snigdha, just follow them. You don't even watch that because that niche skill is what is actually drawing your attention. So I'm giving you tips from social media as well. Maybe if you want to have an alternative source of income and then start your social media journey also, you can start it. But then start with your niche skill. And then I promised you at the beginning of the session that I'll tell you what are the things that you shouldn't do. First thing is start with your niche skill, get sustained there, and then once you get some recognition, only then move to the next one. Clear?
Yes.
Without even in your workspace, if you identify one of the niche skills, what is there, and if you are jumping very quickly from one thing to another thing, you will end up biting the dust. That's another pro tip. And then that's the mistake which I have done. Maybe that's the reason why like it didn't work for me, so I'm just sharing it to you from my life. And in the interest of time, I'm moving forward. So one action item for you is, maybe if you are trying to brand yourself, try to identify what is your niche skill, either in the professional life or if you want to start your social media journey in your social media life. What is that niche skill? Okay, that's another action item you could do. Now moving off to this framework called as the Ansoff's framework, which is part of the product management course. And then before I start about this Ansoff framework, like any doubts or anything which you guys want to ask me at this point of time? Is everyone
All good.
comfortable with the pace? Thanks, Lakshman. I would like to like probably have some thumbs ups or some engagement things from others as well. Maybe like how are you feeling about it? Is the pace okay? Everyone who are on the call? Maybe you
Yes, yes,
have.
Subbu, we are in totally sync with your conversation.
Well, I think like the entire silence is happens only with two things. First thing is when people are too much engaged, and the second thing is when people are not at all engaged. So I'm glad that you guys are engaged with what I'm telling. So anyone heard about, in the interest of time, let's move on forward. Anyone heard of Ansoff's framework earlier? Anyone?
No.
Good.
Actually, I heard some kind of thing when I just like when I completed my product management, I
Okay.
have done my product management. So in there, in one of sessions, I heard about this. So
Okay, so let's
okay,
explore more. So answer framework is not a new framework. It is like probably some decades old, and then it gives you an idea about where your product lies, and depending upon where your product lies and what is your product roadmap, it will give you a rough idea on what you are trying to do. So the first thing is, if it is an existing market and if it is an existing product, for example, what is an existing market? Let's say, for example, let's say in the region of India, and let's say you are trying to introduce a new car. Okay, that's an existing market, that's an existing product, and all you get to do is penetration. And what do you mean by penetration? You don't get new customers, because whatever the people who are trying to buy the car, the new people might be less, but then in means penetration means you need to grab your customers from your competitors, or you have to do your branding well so that like you will get the new customers. But then most of the times it is penetration is what you have to do. And in an existing market like India, and if you are coming up with the same car but it's a new product or a new variant rather called as, let's say, like electric cars, that's what you're doing is called as product development, right? So when you are doing a product development, you will have a different strategy. Or if you want to introduce a new product, and if you are coming up with an existing market, what you are trying to do is a product development. And let's say it's an existing car, the same car you are trying to introduce in a different market altogether, let's say in a different country, then what are you trying to do? It is nothing but market development, right? For example, the same car, whatever that is there in India, you are trying to do introduce in China, or same car, what was that was there in China, which is a hit. Let's say, for example, of Kia or something, they are trying to do introduce in India. What is that they are trying to do? They are doing market development. And let's say, for example, a new market, a new product. Let's for the same car segment, if I have to talk about like Tesla, like a car without any drivers, right? What is that trying to do? They are doing to do a diversification, or it is might be a completely new product. Or let's say, for example, Tesla has started, or maybe Elon Musk has started, like probably moved his thing from cars to transferring people from Earth to a different planet, right? It's not at all relevant to car. It's completely a new product altogether. Then what is that they were trying to do? You are trying to do a diversification. This is in simple about Ansoff framework. I mean, just in the interest of time, I'm just moving forward, and this is same even applicable for social media as well. What is the first thing that you try to do with your niche skill? What you try to do is, within existing market with your niche skill, you try to do a penetration, so that you get some followers. Now once after you get your followers, what you do, maybe if you have targeted your audience in one particular region, let's say for example in Telugu region you have targeted, that's when you can start doing your content in Hindi, which is altogether a new market, and then that becomes market development. Now, what is that other things people do? Once after this niche skill is done, they start doing vlogs or some travel things or some fitness or a completely new thing, whatever that are doing within the existing market, and that is called as product development. I think this is something across all the social media handles which people do. Once after, let's say, for example, somebody has started their niche skill as an acting, suddenly they will shift to what you called as vlogging, or now people started with podcasts. Now, earlier fashion people have also started doing podcasts. Artists also started podcasts. Directors are also doing podcasts. People who started doing every other content earlier now started doing podcasts. That's a new product within the existing market they are doing. And post that what they are doing, they are establishing their own brand, and then they are started doing businesses, which is called as diversification altogether. So if you understand this Ansoff's framework, it is not only that applicable to product, but if you place yourself as a product, this is how it works for you and helps for you. And then in the interest of time, I'm moving forward, and this is how you can actually use your in your professional environment as well with your existing presence. And this is the skills. For example, you are scrum master for one of the teams. You are actually you joined an organization maybe as a scrum master with two teams. What is that you have to do initially? You need to do career amplification, which means you need to make your voice heard there. Identify your niche skills, perform very well within those two teams, so that you have created and you have established your brand there. Now with the same scrum master skills, you can do, or you can do what you can do is the role expansion, which is like maybe you can do what you call as, you can take like another one team or two teams, and then where you can actually start your new presence. You can make your new presence there. Maybe along with the scrum master skills, you can identify some new other skills, and then that is called as skill repositioning. Maybe like you could have started your how to make use of AI tools, how to, or probably like you did something in product management, and then maybe you are creating a new version of it, and then or maybe you are trying to create your leadership skills, and then maybe becoming like an agile coach or something. So that is where you are doing, what you are doing is a skill repositioning. Career reinvention is nothing but whatever it is, a completely new skill, like come out of what your organization and start doing speaker sessions outside, or start entering into like a outside events and all, where you actually make use of the skills in a different way, or probably completely new skill. When you becomes a speaker, or you can write a book, or you can start your LinkedIn journey, LinkedIn blogs and all, that is a completely career reinvention.
But one thing is, all these needs a lot of experience, right? I mean, exposure, experience.
Not needed, not at all needed. That's what I said. If you identify your niche skill, that's where I am telling, start with your niche skill first. Don't actually jump to all the other things, but first start with your niche skill. Once you have enough audience there, or once you have made your niche skill heard, like getting reverberated or getting positive feedback multiple times, that's when think of the other quadrants. But initially you have to excel within your niche skills. And if you think of experience, that is fine. If somebody, some people might take some more time to become experienced in the niche skill, or some people like maybe using like different various flavors, so that they excel well in their niche skill very very sooner and later, right? I mean, again, like let me give you an example. Some people make 1 million followers very easily in social media. For some people it will take longer period of time, right? Now again, various factors play there, but then again, without making enough of impression on your niche skill, don't jump onto the other things. SD, does that answer your question? I don't know your name completely. I'm just seeing like S and D there as two letters.
Yeah, yeah. My name is Sri Priya. Yeah, that's. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for answering that. Thank you.
Okay, and for your question, that's exactly the don't do thing which I did. Okay, that's why I'm telling you very confidently, don't jump into other quadrants before making your uh, trademark in this one quadrant. Okay, might be during my introduction I told you like I started with social media, then went to television series, movies and other stuffs and all, right? Even before I made like an enough of impressions in the social media, I moved on to the TV television thing, because I felt like it is a growth path there, and then I thought like I got a promotion sort of thing. Now after 2 years, I went to movies. I started writing movies. I started acting into movies. But later, when I realized people who made their presence felt in social media got a better runway than than the path I have taken, because they made their presence in one particular area. So now people started asking them to move on to the next quadrants, and then they are helping them. That happens in your professional life as well, right? Let's imagine, even before you become a full-time scrum master, like making an impact of full-time scrum master, you start moving from scrum master, product owner, project manager, program manager, and then you are making rounds to everything. What will happen during your interviews, or whenever even in your real-time situations, you will miss that depth of knowledge. People agree with me?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right, maybe you can show your thumbs ups, or some sort of engagement symbol, so that I feel confident that you echo with me. Thanks Sriramlu, and thanks Tony, Tazim and others like Lakshman, Gaurav, um, others, like, do you echo with me? Showvardhan, thanks a lot.
Yeah. On the same note, can I share my experience if that's
Just
okay?
1 second, like in the interest of time, Rakesh,
Yeah, sure.
because I
Yeah,
just
no,
have two
that's
more
what I
minutes.
meant.
Suresh,
Not
is
a
it
problem.
okay
Please
if
go
I
ahead.
extend just by 2 to 3 more minutes? Is that fine, for
Yeah,
everyone?
as long as everyone is okay with the learning, I don't have any problem. We can.
Guys who are on the call, like, is it okay if I extend just for 2 more minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm just moving on to the next segment, which is called as Van Westendorp Sensitivity Meter. So I mean, before going there, This is your action item. Like, where do you want to start your journey? Identify your quadrant where you are right now. Are you have you actually mastered in your niche skill and you are looking for any other quadrants? If you have already traversed into the next quadrants where you are there, and are there any other quadrants which you have left? Check those things and then take some proper action items and all, and this is going to create a perfect roadmap for you either in your professional life or even in your social media life. Cool. Now I'm going to something called as Van Westendorp method. I'll just uh, give you a very brief about this thing. So this is going to help you in pricing the things. When I say pricing, what happens is you will provide some sort of feedback to all, not feedback, some sort of like questioning to all the people, some called as functional and dysfunctional questions, to understand how much people are willing to pay for any of your service or any of your product. Now, based on the questions, what you do is you draw some graphs like this, and then this is how that will help you. And I'll tell you those questions because I have done this in real time. And then based on these graphs, whatever that are happening, you can find out what is the optimal price that people can pay for it. For example, if Suresh is trying to like probably create a speaker session and it's a paid session, maybe they can try out like what is the amount which people are ready to pay for that session. Or if you are trying to like give you a product or create a product and then try to do that, you can do that thing. And then let me give you one real-time example which I have done. So I told you guys, right? Oh, this thing I have done when I have like 405k subscribers. When I was doing my product management, I got to know this concept and I got curious to understand how much people will be willing to pay for my channel if I sell it, because that is going to give me a feedback on um, how much they love my content and how much they are willing to pay for the content. So I have given them only four questions. What is the amount which you think is suitable for my channel? What is the amount beyond which you think like my channel is overrated? What do you think beyond I mean below which you think like the content in my channel is not worthy? And what is the expected price range you want to pay for it, right? And then I compared it with some market study. So at that point of time in markets, right now where nowadays bots are there, so people are actually buying subscribers and followers. But then at that point of time, I have all organic followers, and then I have like around 300 plus videos, and then it is generating revenue as well with a return on investment of 80%. So now I shared it. I don't share this survey with all the people. You will end up getting too many, I mean, say like unfortunate results. But then share with only those people. Like have some initial conversation. Try to understand if they are really serious. And when you think like they are really serious, share this survey to them. Now you will get a price there. And then I got a good price. But then of course my intention is not to sell the channel, but then just to understand what my price is there. Right now, this is how you can even do these things. Maybe like if you want to say like for example, not now, but if I say like okay, this session is going to be a paid session, and then I really want to understand how much people want to pay for me, right? Or maybe like as I told you, I'm a social media influencer, right? I'm doing some brandings for other brands. Now I want to understand how much actually people are willing to pay if I want to do their branding. Now I will share this survey to them, and then they'll give me some number, and then based on that I will understand whether I made enough of progress in my niche skill or not, right? And then just one shocking thing for you, on an average any influencer with around like 1 lakh followers is charging somewhere around 20,000 to 25,000 to do one branding video for 1 minute. And then they do on an average of 10 to 15 brandings, at least 10 to 15 brandings per month. So that's where the revenue is. That's how great the revenue is. Okay. So that's the reason why I told you like my Instagram account is on the verge of becoming 1 lakh followers, right? Because I'm waiting for that thing before I start branding, right? Because I'm following this framework. Now, if you want to do that thing, I seriously like suggest you to go ahead and do that thing. And with that thing, like Probably like any other doubts on these concepts which we have discussed so far? Are you guys good? So far, like I would like to tell you, we have discussed around like probably 7 tips or 7 hacks I would like to call, and then you got 3 action items, and maybe if at all somebody already has a brand, or if somebody wants to actually start something on your own, maybe you can have another action item right now with Van Westendorp. You can start sending the surveys and then try to identify what you can do. So you have like 8 hacks, 4 action items, and then I told you at least 3 things which you should not do at any point of time, which you should not do when you are starting your professional life or social media life, right? And then I gave you maybe like at least 10, 11 examples from industries, from various industries like television industry, entertainment industry, and professional lives, on what are the ways in which you can use them, right? So do you think like your time got enough value for whatever you have spent here? Because nowadays people are ready to spend 1,000 more rupees extra, but then they are not willing to spend some more time there. If you ask somebody like, hey, can you spare 1 hour for me, they say like, I'll pay you 1,000 rather than spending 1 hour. So do you think like your time is valued now?
It's totally worthy. It's totally worthy, Subbu.
Everyone, like probably like I just want to understand like probably anybody, if you echo with it, I would be very happy, and then probably show some thumbs ups or something, like because that's engagement, right? Yeah, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat. I would like to, I'll just look at them and then answer. So driving the thought process, thank you. Can you put them in this chat, the examples and all? Sure. Maybe like I'll try to consolidate and then put them there, right? And before we actually wind up the session and I hand over the things to Suresh for the next things, in the next 1 minute, can you please give me a quick feedback on in the forms link I have given you here? Because no movie, no ratings. Movie is not a hit without a good rating, and then no product is a hit without a perfect 5-star mark. So I firmly believe that feedback is very important. And then I just had like 2 to 3 questions there, all are multiple choice, like an yes or no or something. So can you please take just 1 more minute to give that feedback there? I pasted the link in the form. Sorry, I pasted the link of the feedback forms in the chat. So can you please take 1 minute before I actually wind up the session and then hand over the mic to Suresh again?
Sure,
And
Subbu.
I'll
So,
please.
can you just tell me the framework again? ANS Dev.
Ansoff, ANSOFF, and Van Westendorp. And whatever I have shown you as the professional thing, so that is something which I have created. So you don't find it anywhere. Maybe like I'll share that with you guys, like whoever has attended this session. So if you're done, like.
Thanks, Subbu. That really helps.
Thank you. So if you are done, just let me know in the chat that you are done. You have given the feedback, so that helps.
Done from my end, Subbu.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Yep, done.
thanks a lot for whoever has confirmed. And this is my LinkedIn. So maybe like if you are interested, you can follow me on my LinkedIn as well. And before I hand over, I just wanted to give a quick recap of again on what we have discussed so far, right? So we have defined like how to use the catchy phrases, and we have identified what are the hooks and engagements and their importance. We discussed about elevator pitch. We started identifying like how to build your stage, what is the place where you can start, and then Ansoff framework and all the things. And these are just the examples which I have provided you from the product management, but there are many other frameworks which you can use, keeping yourself as the product, right? So you can start building your stage and then apply that product thinking in your own narrative. So this is very important. And then I have given you some tips on how to measure the value, and then maybe I've given you some pro tips as well along with the action items, and then I have also told you what are the mistakes you should avoid. So I think like from my side, it's more or less like a power pack session with back to back lots of learnings, and I hope like you also resonate with me. And thanks a lot for spending your time. And I repeat once again, nowadays people are eager to spend 1,000 more rupees than spending some time. But you guys are there, and then I have been observing at the participants right from the beginning, and then it is good to see that the number of participants are consistent from beginning till the end, which says that you guys are listening to me. And thanks a lot for this thing. Over to you, Suresh. Thanks for the opportunity.
Sure. Thank you, Subbu, for that. I request everyone to kindly spend 2, 3 more minutes with all of us here. Subbu, first of all, I should say this is very, very good learning session. I'm sure for everyone, including me. And I sincerely believe that I've scheduled 2 hours because I see the learning in this zone. This is something that we don't get anywhere else. This is very, very unique. I mean, in my observation, my learning, that is how I feel. Because this can be applied to Scrum Masters, product owners, managers, leaders, artists. The one that you have discussed is very, very good. I think the learning is great. Especially, I have made some notes for myself. Some learnings there. Especially, I'll modify my Insta handle first. Sure. So that's one of the key takeaways for me. Thank you for helping us to understand some of these, the value of personal branding. Not everyone does it. I think it's very, very key. And thank you for giving us time. Like you are saying, people are okay to pay money, but not time. And the same applies to you as well. You have spent your crucial evening for all of us and several hours before getting to the session as part of preparation. I know you are busy in your personal, professional lives, and still you made it today. Thank you for that. And I hope we can do more such sessions for our audience, like we did in RSG, the regional Scrum Gathering Hyderabad, and now and then probably in future as well. And guys, all of you, it's not so easy to give your time on a Saturday evening to yourself to learn and explore certain other aspects of career and personal brand building. So just a quick 2 minutes if you can spend for all of us. Like Subbu had his quick feedback link on his session. I have 1 minute, one link that my team member Venkatesh is going to share here on the chat. So if you could kindly click that link, there you go. The form is there. Uh, there is no repeated questions from what Subbu had already collected because that is his feedback, and this is a Premier Wednesday feedback. So kindly click that link, spend 1 minute, and tell us how you feel about the session. And first of all, should we really do these sessions? Because we have been doing without expecting anything in return because this is purely community service. So should we do it? Should we continue to do it? Because your feedback matters to us. If you think this is not valuable, probably Premier Wednesday is not valuable as well, right? So please spend that 1 minute.
Done, Suresh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, for all like I'm telling you, like probably I'm a social media influencer as well, but probably you can find me as Subbu Chandragiri everywhere. So that's another thing which I can tell. And
Um, I'm a layman. I'm actually a first timer for this session, though. I'm just wondering what this Premier Wednesday is about. Is it the name of the session or is the name of the company?
Yeah, let me take that question, Padmaja. So Premier Wednesday is like a community, like a platform, I would call it,
Mhm.
On behalf of the platform, on behalf of Premier Wednesday, we organize these free sessions, for learning.
I
For
see.
example, if you are a Scrum Master, how can you become a better Scrum Master? If you are a project manager, what are the various things that you can do to build your career, for example, right? So personal branding is also very, very crucial, whether you are a Scrum
Okay.
Master or a leader or a CEO or whichever field you are in. So we thought this could be a little diverse topic for us from an agile perspective, but definitely fits in terms of career building and development. And Premier Wednesday brings you industry speakers, influencers, and diverse topics for your learning. So that's what is Premier Wednesday is all about. And the reason why Wednesday, okay, now that's a small story. We started doing these sessions on Wednesdays, and that is how the name has emerged. And then later on, we were trying to adapt with the feedback that we are receiving from everyone. So some of them said we could not join on Wednesday, so can you do on a weekend? So we were trying weekdays and weekends, but the name still continued because that's the name of the platform rather than just a event, right? So that's why you see that name Premier Wednesday. But we do it on Saturdays and Fridays sometimes, or Wednesdays sometimes.
Got it. Okay.
It's a sponsored initiative by the company Premier Agile.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for that background.
And Suresh, I just want to give one feedback for your branding in public. You need to change your background. She used the same word, Padmaja. Right? You need to change your background and then keep something as Premier Agile or something that gives a lot.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Sidhu. Just that
And
I'm
I purposefully made this as my background with all the medals so that people get. Maybe that's something which you need to do as well.
definitely. I'm not at my usual place, so that's why it's white, plain background. But yeah, thank you for that feedback. We're just getting this renovation done now.
Well, guys, it's not just for Suresh, but for everybody. I mean, whenever you are actually taking some, I mean, nowadays we are doing from work from homes a lot, right? So maybe you need to also look at the way where you are actually sitting, so that try to make use of everything where you can do your branding, personal branding sort of thing. I mean, sorry, I think we can leave Nitra, otherwise
Yeah, absolutely.
things will keep on coming for a longer period of time.
So first of all, thank you for everyone for filling up the feedback form. It will help us. There are a couple of questions on the chat. I'll answer them. But if someone would like to leave, you can leave now. This is your evening, and have a great rest of the day, Saturday, and the rest of the weekend as well. Meanwhile, let me pick up these one or two questions. When will be the next Premier Wednesday session? Gaurav, you can check out our website, premieragile.com. There is a calendar for Premier Wednesday. And then if there is something, you should register for it. I mean, if you're interested. If there is none, apologies for that. And we are going to set up certain sessions because this month is a little crazy for us in terms of travel. And there is another question that was sent only to me, but I'll answer to everyone. How will you pick the speaker and the topic? So there is no specific criteria for us to pick up speakers and topics. This should be purely driven by passion. And if someone is experienced in one niche, they can approach us, they can chat with any of my team members on premieragile.com. And we would request to share your resume, your topic, like what Subbu said is an elevator pitch, kind of a little write up, or any video that you have spoken in the past elsewhere. And what is your niche? Are you into the agile industry, or are you in AI? Are you in acting? Are you in social media? Any field is okay for us as long as it is benefiting the audience. So Harshad and others, if you're interested to speak on Premier Wednesday as a platform, please reach out to us on our chat, and someone will be glad to help you. And we'll ask for some information, and accordingly we can take it from there.
Sure. Thanks, Suresh, for explaining that.
Thank you.
I just want to bump up my question. Maybe it might have hidden in the chat somewhere, though. So, do you have these recording sessions somewhere on the Premier Agile?
Yeah. These sessions are all recorded, and it will be available on our YouTube channel. So Venkatesh from my team can publish the YouTube channel of Premier Agile, and you will find all our prior Premier Wednesday recordings there.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of the weekend.